In this video, we'll cover the consistency property for tonic structural generators. So what is consistency? Structural generators transform your source values to de-identified or masked values in your destination data. At a very high level, consistency in a generator means that a given source value always produces the same destination value. Why use consistency? Consistency can enhance the realism of your destination data. For example, it can produce a similar distribution of values within the destination data, and it can produce matching values across tables and databases that contain some of the same data. Repeatable data can be important for development and testing, where each iteration needs to start with the same data. How do you make a generator consistent? For generators that support consistency, the generator configuration includes a consistency setting. All generators that support consistency support self-consistency. Self-consistency means that a given source value in the column always produces the same destination value. Some generators also allow consistency with another column. This means that when the other column contains a given value, the configured column consistently produces the same destination value. For example, you make the IP address generator for an IP address column consistent with a username column. With this configuration, every source record for the username user1 is assigned the same IP address in the destination database. Here are some other things to know about consistency. First, self-consistency applies across a database for all columns that have the same data type, use the same generator, and have consistency enabled. For example, two integer columns both use the character scramble generator and have consistency toggled on. In both columns, the source value 123 always produces the same destination value, such as 321. However, if one column is an integer and the other is a string, the source value integer 123 and the string 123 do not result in the same destination value. By default, consistency does not apply across data generation runs or across databases. For example, in one run, the first name John becomes Michael. In the next run, the first name John becomes Peter. However, you might sometimes want consistency across runs and databases. For example, you might need to run a test against related data that spans multiple databases. To enable consistency across runs or databases, you configure the environment setting Tonic Statistics seed in the structural worker and structural web server. The value is a 32-bit signed integer. You can override this configuration within each workspace. From the Workspace Settings page, you can disable cross-run consistency or set a workspace-specific statistics seed. And finally, note that consistency does not guarantee uniqueness, unless the column is unique and the generator also supports uniqueness. For example, for a consistent name generator, the first name John always results in the first name Michael. However, the first name Albert could also always result in the first name Michael. To recap, consistency is an option that is available for some structural generators. Self-consistency means that a given source value produces the same destination value. Consistency with another column means that a given value in the other column produces the same destination value in the configured column. Consistency applies across all columns that have the same generator and data type. You can configure structural, as well as individual workspaces, to enable consistency across data generation runs and databases. And that concludes our introduction to consistency in structural generators. To learn more, check out our other videos, our blogs, or the structural product docs.